So some of these monsters are strange. Well, I mean, they're all strange. But have you ever heard of the Easter Island heads? Like, basically, they call them the Moai, I think. And they're basically these statues that were carved by the Rapa Nui people sometime in the medieval ages. But they are just like these super mysterious heads because for the longest time we had no idea what they were or what purpose they served. People had all kinds of theories about ancient magic, aliens coming from the stars, but humans are full of ingenuity. We definitely carved those fucking things. Well, basically, imagine if they were monsters. That is essentially what we're going to be talking about today. I mean, imagine if the Easter Island heads came to life and like attacked humanity. That's basically the story here. So that's it. You can just click off the video now. You don't have to. But you're into it. You're gonna. Yeah, I know. Okay, let's do it. On the opening page, we see that the creature's name is Thorr, but with two R's instead of one. Not to be confused with Thor, but only with one R, who is a completely different kind of character. We also learn that he has been waiting 1,000,000 years to destroy mankind, which confuses me because he looks like he is basically a living statue. It makes me wonder why he waited so long, and I kind of hope we find out. The story opens up with a professor of archaeology traveling with his wife to the South Pacific. It's here where he plans to study some recently discovered stone heads on top of a mountain. However, his wife doesn't like this at all. She wishes she had married a more interesting man, but the professor is not discouraged by her lack of appreciation and goes about his work as usual. However, when he begins to dig up the old heads, he finds something really strange. Buried deep within the heads is a metal doorway, which leads to these weird inner machine parts. It's not entirely clear what these machines do, but the professor's interference ends up activating it, and the massive heads, they come to life. And worse, is it's actually attached to a massive stone body as well. So now the monster is alive and it can actually speak. It explains that he is a member of a race of aliens who have the power to bury themselves and become dormant for millions of years. Him and his brothers have been lying dormant on a planet across the galaxy, waiting for just the right moment to strike, and I guess now just happens to be the perfect time to wake up. So if you're confused, don't worry too much, because you're definitely not alone. The story explains that the creature has robotic parts, like it has robotic innards, and that it was activated when the professor fumbled with the gears. However, then the creature goes to explain that it's actually an alien that lies dormant inside of planets. So which one is it? Are we just supposed to choose? So now it's time for the creature to go on a rampage, and the professor is actually kind of supportive of this. He encourages the monster to conquer seemingly turned traitor to the human race. His wife is furiously angry that she married a traitor, but it turns out this is actually a ruse. The professor is only pretending to be a traitor. The creature begins its conquest by conquering the South Pacific, and then it summons more of its brothers from space. It fires a massive light beam, which is their signal that the invasion has begun, so a massive ship descends down to the island, and one by one more massive creatures appear. This is the professor's critical moment. Using some dynamite he had from his excavation, he sets off an explosion which causes the volcano on the island to erupt. The creatures are effectively immune to the heat because they are made of stone, but they then are forced into the water where they drown. The professor theorized that they could not swim because of the weight and density of their bodies. Meanwhile, his wife now forgives him because she realizes that he was never truly a traitor to humanity and was actually humanity's savior. Isn't it strange that like an ungrateful woman is a common trope in these types of monster stories? It's always like a scientist or an archaeologist who acts as the protagonist, and they always have a wife who kind of hates them but is like humbled and learns to love them in the end. Well, I mean, in all fairness, the man did save the planet from murderous Easter Island heads, so I guess he should get the benefit of the doubt. And by the way, these monsters must not have been popular because they were never referenced again in Marvel continuity. At least I can't find anything. They don't appear in any other stories, well, at least not as a measure of plot. Which seems odd to me. I would think this kind of idea lends itself really well to the superhero universe, one in which the Easter Island heads come to life and attack civilians, but what do I know? Thor and his comrades are lost to Marvel history forever. Unless you can find something. If you can find something, let me know. But what do you guys think? Do you like Thorr with 2 R's? Let me know in the comments. And if you liked reading this comic with me and you want to read more comics with me, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, nerds, stay heroic.